Just the lightest breeze.
The beef.
Rolling.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to installment number 2 of the How to Sub series. In this episode, we're going to go over frontside paddle switch carves. Here, we're back in my backyard, we're barbecuing. Thought it'd be a good time to get into it and talk about the move and what I think is bad, what I think is good, the different varying moves within the move, and how you can start doing it yourself. The frontside paddle switch is the most stylish when used and also the most overused move in supping. Some people just stick to it all day long, and the whole day long they're just whipping to use the leverage and go into the carve. So we'll go through some clips, we'll see what works best for you, and you can think what you want and how you want to use this move. I'm going to do my own clips, and then I'm going to take my own clips and mirror them as well for the regular foots so that we have both visions on it. So this move, it has essentially 3 different categories of it. There's the frontside down carve, where you're just coming off the top, carving back down, and then coming into maybe another maneuver. The second would be a full roundhouse carve, where you're doing a full figure 8, coming around and back and hitting the lip and coming back down. And the third would be a frontside tail slide, where you're really trying to get as much leverage as possible to throw the tail out in front of you. And there's a lot of guys out there who do this move really well. There's a guy from Brazil doing it insane. They're hitting end sections and throwing reverse. Remember, there was an old clip of Sean Pointer back in the day where he was hit the end section and threw his tail. So it's, when done well, the tail slide version can be pretty cool. That being said, thank you guys for watching the last episode. I appreciate all the feedback, and let's get into it. I'm going to run it the same way as last time, and let's get into some clips. To start this off, we're going to break down paddle switch cutbacks into 3 distinct categories or variations. I've come to these variations just from over the years of shortboarding and how I've seen shortboard turns and how I've applied them to stand-up. Number 1 is the down carve, and it's purely head placement, speed, and positioning. We're not wrapping all the way to the pocket. The second is going to be a roundhouse cutback, performing a full figure 8 maneuver coming back to the pocket for speed and to complete the maneuver. And number 3 is the use of the paddle for leverage and tail slide positioning. Okay, so technique number 1, the down carve. And the reason for a down carve, it is a half roundhouse. We are forcing down through the turn, putting as much pressure on our feet as possible and not going to the pocket, just pushing through the turn. And the reason for that is we want to generate as much speed and force and make it stylish and really gaff in there as hard as we can. So we're looking at our feet or the board, not the pocket. Sure, you'll end up at the pocket, but that's just a result of carving hard and pushing the pressure back towards the board. Now, a down carve can be cool to just link maneuvers and just add to your variation within each wave. So even though this isn't the best down carve, I thought it was the best example of a down carve placement. I placed it, I maintained speed, and it led me from one maneuver to another, and it gave me some variation. So here, paddle switch, looked at my toes, forced down through it, gained speed through the bottom and the bottom turn. So there we made a functional move with variation. Straight into technique number 2, the roundhouse cutback. This is our full completed cutback, the figure 8 maneuver. This is a baby one, wrapped, looked at the pocket, bonked through it. Now, the figure 8 roundhouse cutback is, you really get a definition out of here, out of being a completed figure 8 maneuver. We are wrapping back to the pocket, we're looking back to the pocket, and projecting back to the pocket. So you can see I'm looking where I want to go, fully tilted my head, spinning back the other way, and my board's coming back the way. We're essentially going the other way on that direction of a wave. So a full redirect defines the roundhouse cutback. You can see here, back to the pocket. And really we're going back to the pocket too as a power source and a place to go. This one I paused a couple times. I didn't decide if it was a down carve or a roundhouse, but we'll go with roundhouse on this one. Because at the bottom I looked where I was going, was able to bonk way up in the pocket. And really just got to lead with your head and it'll help you get there. Led with my head, got back to the pocket. And I included this whole clip in here because it just shows the variation of the maneuver and the different things you can do with it. See here, went for even the tail slide on this wave. Now this wave too, watching it a couple times, little forced, but still worked out. Wrap back to the pocket, and really, like I said, it's where your head is looking. You want to look at the pocket, and if you get that little bit of head change and that spin of your shoulders, you'll be able to complete it every single time. And that was a really good one. Really was able to get up high in the pocket and really stab it vertically again. I think we'll flip that one. Oh, we'll do it in slow-mo. So really leaning back for leverage, placing the paddle as my turning point, coming around the turning point, bonking it back up in the pocket. And same deal there. You really can draw the maneuver out of the roundhouse when you can stretch it out and get away from it. This one, a little bit of a bigger open face wave, and kind of completed the maneuver even before that. Could have drawn it out more. So really with experience and timing, it shows how much you can draw it out. So that one just set up that entire wave, gave me that perfect timing to get in through that bowl. So into number 3, the elusive tail slide. Now I love doing these tail slides. They're so fun to throw it around. Just a big old turn and a big old whip of the shoulders. So get your paddle back, whip it through. And speed is your friend with this maneuver. The faster you're going, the easier it's going to be. That one you almost want to, I almost slid backwards. So like I said, speed through it to start going backwards. You can see I pushed through a little hard there, almost lost my footing. That one was able to hang on. You can see this day I was just in rhythm, forcing one after another. Really sunk the tail there. And this one you can make it your own. There's a million different variations of that. And I just want to show how I was whipping hard that day. Same with that. You can just go backwards with it forever. It's so much fun. But like I said, don't force this one too much. You might find yourself ruining waves and doing that right there all day long. So here, this one I included again as a variation wave, set up with a roundhouse cutback, kind of milking it, deciding what I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I really want this tail slide. Find one in there. Pretty forced, but still worked out. Okay, so one more clip, quick whip, and slide. Really force it through with your feet, pushing down hard, really help you out. Now this is one of the better ones I have in the tail slide archive. Big shout out to Kohei Ikijio for filming this clip. I miss you, dude. So you can see I really whipped down through that and poked the tail. And poking the tail on that one gave me the ability to whip it down and kind of recover from burying it so much, kind of poked out and around. And we'll see it one more time here. I think we'll reverse it, paddle switch, pushing through, whip the tail out, and like I said, I poked it and almost free fell downward, able to whip it around. Such a cool clip. Stoked to have that one in the archive. You can see I was all pumped too, ollieing out. So what not to do? The same turn. Please don't repeat this paddle switch on day's end. Just keep doing something else. And I'm showing this clip twice because don't do it. Don't just look for little lame paddle switches like that. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing myself do that. Let's see what I did here. Yeah, just some ridiculous force on a 1 foot wave. Just more forcing. Yep. Gross forcing. That's just horrible. So please limit your forcing with this. You can even see there I switched back to normal paddle. Was just going down the line with the paddle switched looking for something when I should have been doing that in the first place. Thanks everyone for watching that. That was my version of the frontside paddle switch. I hope you can find a way to make that move your own and find a way to flow through it rather than force it. It definitely seems it's forced all over the place. I just saw a clip for the APP ride of the season and some guy was throwing it every turn. I think he did it 3 times on one wave, so no variation there. Find a way to do it in a flowing manner and then it'll really look good and it'll be what you've seen and what you want to make it. So get out there and try it. That being said, that was the most requested video in the last how-to I made. There was got at least 12 comments on, hey, make a paddle switch video, frontside paddle switch. So that was it. Leave comments below on this one. Let me know what you want to see again. Subscribe. I'm going to get some more of these going again. And the next 2 episodes should be pretty cool. Got the asymmetrical episode coming out, and then I got my 2 wave pool episodes after that. We'll do a just a sup episode, and then a wrap up with shortboarding and sup and everything I did there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. Chew!